Welcome to the B105 Breakfast Show with Stav, Abby and Matt podcast for Chemist Warehouse. The Chemist Warehouse Footy Finals half-price cosmetics and vitamin sale is on now. Stock up and save today. Shop in-store or online at Chemist Warehouse.
Stav, Abby and Matt.
Brisbane wakes up with Stav, Abby and Matt on B105.
G'day everybody, thanks for downloading our podcast.
Stav, where are you?
Oh, nice try. I didn't even think I was going to be in the podcast, but hello everyone. I'm sorry if you were worried about me. I am still missing, and I'm still giving out clues. I mean,
No one said they were worried, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
In fact, your wife was quite chirpy when she was like, I haven't seen him since Saturday.
I heard all the people in the background too on that call.
No, people are having fun with the hide and seek, trying to find all the clues and see where you are in the world.
Have you made contact with home?
No, I have
Oh, the
not.
time difference is a bit hard, is it?
It's a nice try as well, but I have. Well, that's untrue. I have made slight communication with home. And to be fair, I will say this is the longest I have been away from Roars since she's been born.
How are you handling that? Living it up.
She is. Is that what you meant? Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
All right, well, throughout today's show, you're going to get more clues as to where Stav is. He's playing hide and seek with us. Abby and I still don't know the location exactly. We've got to work out where and why he is there. Let's get into today's podcast.
Hey, it's your boy, Stav Davidson, and if you're listening to this, the future of Brisbane radio is in grave danger. Abby and Matt and everyone in Brisbane, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find where I am and what I'm doing to return me to Brisbane radio. The clues are in front of you. They have been for a while. The world is counting on you. The message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Brisbane.
Stav's played a big old game of hide and seek, didn't show up for work Monday, has been missing ever since, but appears out of nowhere at 6 a.m. every morning from a secret location.
You have to see if you can guess where he is and why.
Could you recap your last clue for us there, Stav?
If you're white and bored, that's a clue.
Well, you said the whiteboard, so we went out and had a look. There was
I didn't say the whiteboard. I said if you're white and bored, that's a clue. But I mean, if you want to draw parallels to that, then that's
our
fine.
producer was also, you said that, and then the producer was standing outside with the whiteboard.
You are terrible at these clues.
I think on there, we've just noticed he wrote, Mr. Jones and me were here.
So that's Counting Crows lyrics.
That's our guess because that's one of his favourite bands.
Are you going to be in the Counting Crows? Well, they're playing in Belgium. What?
Lots of Crows fans.
Yes, I know. That's what we're saying. You said Counting Crows. So they're playing in Belgium on the 21st of September.
Tanya's there.
Yes.
Hello, Detective Tanya.
Hello. I am thinking that he is in Europe because euro is not rowing, it's euro the currency. I'm thinking lion is Lyon in France because a lot of people mispronounce that. I'm also thinking could be along the lines of Amsterdam with a lot of bridges and bicycles. You can't actually see the river, the colour of the river from your hotel room.
So where exactly?
Where are you? Because you just given. Which one do you want to? Which one do you want to say?
Yeah. He's in Europe somewhere.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I do like how you guys are going with Counting Crows because I definitely thought the Crows was not the AFL team. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Amsterdam.
Okay.
We can't see how red his eyes are through the screen, so that's hard for us to give the answer.
Is that correct?
Oh,
Stav?
definitely. God, look at those things.
Is that correct, Stav?
I can say that I am in Amsterdam. The reason now is why.
Wrong button.
Okay. Oh,
You are
down.
So Amsterdam is correct. Woo.
Okay.
Is there people yelling in the background where you are?
No, that's you guys.
That's
It's
Tanya.
not me.
I believe
Oh,
it's
it's Tanya.
Nah.
Okay.
I thought they could only get him.
Well, Troy, apologies.
Too good.
Why do you think he'd be in Amsterdam then, Troy?
I thought he was in Shanghai
Yeah.
for the rowing championships.
Well, if he's in Amsterdam, the high part works. Not in
It's
Shanghai.
legal there, right? That's what. Is it legal where you are, Stav?
I wouldn't know. I'm not accustomed to such things, Abby. That's outside of my purview.
So how's it got to do with the Counting Crows? Because they're playing there, they're doing a tour, so it's all sold out. They're on 21st, they're at Belgium. On the 22nd, they're there in the Netherlands at Amsterdam.
But that also could be, this whole thing has been just one big windy path with no end. So that could also be something to put us off a scent.
That's true. I mean, there is still a huge chance I'm in the closet in the studio.
We know you're in the closet.
My favourite guest.
We know that. Is
That's
that why
a whole
you've gone to
different thing.
Amsterdam to come out? Oh my God. You know we love you. Does it make a difference to us?
By the way,
Sounded like it would when you said that.
Why would it make a difference to us? Because that's what we always know.
you're the only person who goes, I'm going to play a game of hide and seek.
Here's the clues. We guess it. Can't tell you.
No, who goes and ends up in Amsterdam. couldn't have been the Caboolture RSL.
Well, it could have been, but you know.
Okay.
Go large or go home.
There we go. Were you on the plane on Monday then? Sunday or Monday?
I'm not. I mean, this isn't just. You still have to figure it out before I tell you everything.
Okay.
Okay.
He's in Amsterdam, people. We know that much.
Yeah.
Now it is the why. Why is he there? We need you to get on the research for us today. More to come here at B105.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Yesterday I was like, okay, I got to go in the ballot. And I hate a ballot, but you got to be in it to be able to win it. And I'm talking about for the... Well,
That's how that saying goes.
well, it's for the grand final. And for the AFL grand final, you know how much I love my Lions and I'm obsessed with the Lions. And all my friends are going to the game in Melbourne this weekend. And it was all like, do I go down? You know, when you're looking at money and the kids are desperate to go. So we're like, well, let's all watch it together at home. Can't have people over because I don't want people talking. So let's all watch it at home. But the thing is, you've got to be prepared for the grand final. And you get an email when you're a member just saying, hey, this is the information for the member registration for the ballot for the grand final. And I know that you are used to NRL, so you were kind of like, what are you doing? Because
Well, I found it weird because you can simply,
So
with
the-
NRL, you can just buy the tickets.
but the NRL, so
They're already on sale.
but then you don't know if your team's in it.
Yeah, that's the whole
That's
the
annoying.
risk, yeah.
But then some people can buy it out, and then your team's in it.
But I think if it gets sold out, there is a situation where you can go, I don't want my
Resell.
tickets, and they resell.
No, but then it just feels like it's I get what you mean. But it's so what this ballot is for all the teams that are still currently in it and your members, and then you get a different priority depending on what membership you bought. So if you bought like finals membership, then you can be like priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. And when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I've got to make sure all my credit card's done. And you're like, so what happens? And I said, well, you go into the ballot, and then when your team is listed as a grand final and the tickets are on sale, you just get the money taken out, and then you'll find out what tickets you've had been sent and whether you are successful. But the thing is, it is also a fee now. So each member's barcode will be charged $6 non-refundable fee at the time of registration to cover administration costs. Now, this isn't a club. This is
the part that blew my mind, Stav. She's paid $6 per person to get the chance at a chance for tickets. And it's just, how, okay, so it's four clubs that get a crack, right?
Yep.
Let's say,
So what is it? MCG is 100.
So let's just say 50,000 members per club?
Well,
or is that thinking too much?
It just, that would want to go.
Let's do 50.
Just say that want to go, because remember, not everyone gets the finals tickets. So it just does depend.
Okay. Well, let's just say, because there's 100,000 that can go to the MCG.
Yeah,
Let's just say 100,000 people
Yes.
all go and do that. And how much did you say it was? $6?
It's not 100,000 because you've got to remember more people are going in the ballot than there are seats.
Oh, yeah, well, let's say
That's
150,000.
true.
Yeah, and so the one I've spent, $30.
So, but what is it per ticket? $6?
$6.
Oh, just straight 6?
Yeah, and it goes to Ticket Tech.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So they're making just out of their what seems like a raffle, $900,000.
Yeah, but all the administration,
meat
all
tray.
the staff that they would have hired to do. Oh, no computers.
AI.
I know that,
They're
but
not
I'm
doing it.
not going to take a stance on it. I can't. That's what happens when
It's
you're
something I love.
desperate.
I'm
Well,
not going to complain
sorry,
about it.
I'm not going to go and get the tickets because of the $6. You know, you do the same, and that's when our hands are tied because it's passion.
It's the same
What
as
it is, though, too, is you have to judge how much you can get away with that. You know,
I know,
how much people
and
will not think about it.
Yes, and I don't want to.
yeah.
I want to say that I support that fee. I don't want to go down a priority.
No. It's the same thing that annoys me is when you have like your
Credit card?
your card fee, right, for
Yeah.
the tap.
Yeah.
Whether it's $2 or $200, they go, oh, it's 1%.
1.5%.
I'm
I
like,
think
what?
now.
There's no extra steps between taking my money out, whether it's a different amount or not. Why is it not just 5 cents every time you tap your card? Why does it have to be a percentage?
What annoys me
The
is
ticket takers have gotten into a lot of flack for this, for the actual, because and the bands, especially when you're talking like bands, not sport so much, but bands have come out saying we put our tickets at this price so our fans can afford to come and see it.
Yeah.
But when it goes through the hands of these ticket people, it gets bumped up in all these administration fees that are essentially imaginary. You know.
Yeah.
well,
They
especially
really
when you
don't-
try to call
yeah.
someone because no one's there.
No, exactly right.
Yes, I know that.
Plus, for your administration fees, I want to see
I
your
know
bill
that, but
from
I did it anyway.
Office Works.
I want to go
How
and see
much
Kai
how
at
much
the
paper
MCG,
are you using?
You know?
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
There's nothing worse than living next to a neighbour you dislike. Well, having a little bit of a disagreement with. You did, Manny. You were parking out the front of their house, and he was like, "No,
Yeah,
don't
the old
you
bloke
do it."
across the road. God forbid.
But then he died,
Yeah, that was well after.
so you won that war. Yeah.
But this has happened on the community page, which I always do love. You know, when you kind of like, I can't tell my neighbour direct. So I'll
Is
put
this
it,
in the Carina area?
yeah, so I'll put it on the Facebook. And someone has written saying, what kind of neighbour does this? And has showed a photo of a spotlight on the back of their house, but it's shining into theirs.
Yeah.
Which is annoying when you've got such a bright light. I don't know if you've ever had it when a neighbour has left on a light and it's right by your window.
Yeah.
Because I decided to get the plantation blinds. What a silly move in the bedroom. Love them
Because
for the lounge
you
room.
get all the little cracks
Yeah,
through the cracks. Yeah.
And we can't put some curtains on it because it's one of those old windows, old Queenslander. But the comments have been unbelievable because a lot of people are like, that is so annoying. That's so rude. I can't believe they do that. And then the other people are like, hey, why don't you shine another light back? One of them's even written, hey, I'm an electrician. Would you like me to come over? I can shine a bigger one back at them. And two of them shining together will equal each other out.
Oh, these are just people
Yes.
throwing fire on the Karen flame there.
That's what the person's called them. But the thing is, someone else has written back saying, hey, you have a mobile. Why don't you call me? The kids accidentally left it on.
Oh, the neighbour's seen it.
Well, they're all on the same page, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
No, they're not. They're not on the same page. They're
Well,
on
no, they're not on the
completely different
same
pages.
page,
What it
but-
sounds like. Yeah.
Just go talk to your neighbour and say, hey, mate, your floodlight's in my... Can you tilt it down?
Maybe they've done it a few times and now they're like, no, I'm just going to take two. But why would you do it when you've
Stav,
got such
Abby,
love
and Matt for
on the
breakfast.
page?
It's a big step to put
B105.
it on Facebook, though. isn't
I
it?
would never have the guts to do it. Ever.
But Matty, you strike me as the kind of person that would get the biggest spotlight on your backyard and shine it into their house, wouldn't you?
No.
Just to teach them a
You
lesson?
sound like a petty
No.
guy, would you?
No.
Petty, not petty, but calculating.
I would, I guess you'd only do that if you'd gone and spoke to them and said, hey, mate.
And then they wouldn't do
it
it.
does
Yeah.
shine in the house. It's a little bit annoying. Would you mind either turning it off by 8 o'clock or just tilt it to the left or something? And if they got narky about it, I'd be like, all right, we're on. But if you haven't had a conversation with them like a normal human...
Why don't you get a big mirror?
See,
Is that
yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I just get a big mirror.
Why don't you pretend you're in Vegas and just party on? Looks good.
Yeah, right. See, I'm kind of lucky. I reckon.
Get a big microphone. A
megaphone?
What do you call them? No, the one that. The thing that Sherlock Holmes uses, the magnifying glass. There you go. Point that back and it'd set their house on fire.
It does happen though, like you're saying with the old bloke who used to live across the road from us.
Yeah.
The first time we ever met him was our eldest son used to park the car out on the street, and sometimes it was in front of his house. And the first meeting Esther had was him knocking on the door. She's like, "Oh, hello." And he just goes straight into abuse about moving the car because the bin man's coming and the bin man can't get to the bins.
Well, back in his day, it would have been harder. He hasn't probably seen the big arm that comes out and can get the bins from wherever they possibly are. And plus, because yours isn't a drive-through road, so for him, no one would have parked there.
No. And I mean, and that's the thing, especially streets now. There's not as many garages in the older streets. Yeah. So their kids grow up. And the kids now, they were all little once upon a time, but now they all have cars. 13, 10, 60. Neighbours can make life so lovely, but they can also make it so incredibly miserable at the same time. Tell us about your neighbours and the petty fights that have gone on.
I feel like we're a current affair.
Some of the best stories came out of Neighbours, didn't they?
It's a great show. Maybe I should submit this for them. Have you got a spotlight that's shining on your house?
I'll take back the word petty because they do feel real to some people, actually.
Yeah.
Neighbour disputes. 13 10 60. What is yours? We'll take your calls next. Stand by.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Oh, neighbourhood disagreements, disputes. Often they can even go to court. I don't know if this one will. I was just saying about on our community page, there's someone really annoyed about a spotlight. They're like, no, the spotlight's shining at us. And then other people are like, did you speak to him about it?
Well, no, I put it on Facebook because then I thought I could garner a whole heap of support and then the person would feel real bad about it.
Yeah, the person actually responded back saying our kids left it on by mistake.
Isn't it funny how boomers spent so much time telling us that we need to be honest and speak with people, but as soon as they got Facebook, they were just like, let's go have a bitch on here.
I don't think they're a boomer.
Can you see their profile? Give us an age. I'm going to guess this person is at least in their 60s.
No. We're going 30s.
Really? Wow.
But people can embody a boomer person. It's not an age. It's a personality.
That's a good point.
It's an era.
Because now the younger ones, they just do the same thing, but they film themselves on TikTok doing it instead of doing it on Facebook text.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Hey, 13 10 60, what's your neighbourhood dispute?
And our first caller is Anonymous, which is also good, out in the switch. Anonymous, what is your neighbourhood dispute?
So our neighbours kept putting their seafood rubbish in our bins.
Yeah.
And, disgusting. We'd asked for months and months for them to stop. Now, the worst part is we were good mates with them. And they just kept saying, oh, no, ours is full.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
My partner buried all of their seafood rubbish he'd collected under their deck. So for 6 to 8 months after, they were complaining that all they could smell was fish. And we just said, oh, no, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, my God. Do you still have drink?
We've moved and we did have a bit of another disagreement, but it was probably the best revenge my partner's ever thought of.
Oh, my God, because that smell, it's like I love having prawns Christmas, but you're always like, put them in the freezer.
Yeah, well, that's it. You do the freezer. You can use someone's bin on bin day.
Yes. Where do you sit if you're walking the dog, right, and a bin is out the front on the curb?
Yeah.
It's on the curb, it is community one, and it's just been bin day, or it's bin day 2 days ago and they've left it there. Can you put your dog poo in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the bin's out.
You'd be surprised, Matthew. You'd be surprised. There's a whole political thing on that, and you should not.
What do you mean you should not? But it's out on
some people. I know, but you broached the question because it obviously is an issue. Some people will be like, someone walked past my bin and put their dog poo in there and rah rah rah.
Because you don't actually go in the bin, do you?
No.
You're just renting it.
No.
Well, there was a guy. On our bin night who was going through all the bins to get the cans out.
Yes.
And as I got home, he goes, I hope you don't mind. I'm like, mate, knock yourself out if you want to earn a bit extra coin.
I actually said to him, I said, I'm really sorry.
We haven't drunk much this
No,
week.
no, I actually go, we take them all because we recycle them all.
Yeah.
Scotty, gonna give away 10 cents? No way. But then I feel really bad. I feel like I have to tell him first. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
you're not going to find any.
Just like, we're a clean house.
Save him there. All right, we've got Angela from Bribey Island, God's waiting ground. Angela, what's your neighbourhood dispute?
We actually had neighbours on each side. So one neighbour, basically we had issues from the time we moved in, but the biggest thing he did was we installed a water filter on the side of our house, which obviously has two massive big cartridges on it. And even though there were already trees in his garden, he went and extended his fence, but just inside his fence line, so we couldn't basically access our water filters to remove the cartridges because you have to get in there to get them out. So we couldn't get them. He did, and then also another time we sealed our driveway, and he went and complained to us that it smelt, which obviously it does when you do your driveway, and about 6 months later he did the same thing. We had a neighbour on the other side that was complaining, similar to the previous caller, about seafood, but instead it was we put our seafood out in our bin, and they would complain that our bin smelt because it was after Christmas, and that we needed to cut our trees back because he couldn't get out in his wheelchair to see the backyard and the golf course properly on the golf course. And then a neighbour 2 doors down knocked on our house at 2:30 in the afternoon and asked us to turn our music down.
Bribey Island sounding like a pumping place.
Yeah, I know.
Point.
So luckily the water filter man moved out. So the new neighbours, as soon as not long after they moved in, we said, look, can we get that fence removed? And they're like, yeah, sure. So great neighbour we've got in there now. And the other gentleman, similar to Maddie's, passed away. But his wife is there, but she's lovely.
Yeah.
See, this is why I always think you're so brave, Abs, because you go in guns blazing
Stav,
with neighbours
Abby
like,
and Matt
"Hi,"
for
and just
breakfast.
start chatting. And for me, it's
B105.
like, you never know what that neighbour's going to be like, and if they're awful, you're stuck with them. Like you can't. People have always had that thing where, the neighbour's out, I have to drive around the block again until they go into their house because I don't want to have that confrontation with said
Trying to win them
neighbour,
over,
you know?
aren't you?
Have you seen me with confrontation? I'm okay with it.
Yes, multiple times. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Kylie, what's your neighbour dispute?
Good morning, guys. I had the 3 years from hell with my neighbour. Thank God they've moved out and sold their house. But it started with us. We're very house proud. We'd have a fire pit every weekend with our 4 teenage kids. They complained about the smoke from the fire pit, so we toned it down, thinking, okay, we'll make it better. Then we've got inside cats. The odd occasion, when you open a door, a cat will disappear and run out. They trapped it and sent it to the pound.
Oh.
We also have a hedge that is actually theirs, and it's 20 feet tall. So we've been managing it for 3 years. We're in our 50s. We were cutting it because we're house proud, like it looking nice and neat and trim. We actually spoke to them and said, hey, look, it's getting a bit tall. We're really struggling being on the top of the ladder trying to cut it. Could you please get it paid for and get it cut to a manageable level? They said, we will do no such thing. So my husband and I said, that's it. We got all the teenage kids in. We cut 3 metres off. And
let it dry out and burnt it in the fire
pit. We put it all in their yard. We put it all in their yard. And then we came back that afternoon and it was all thrown back. So we threw it all back again. So
I love this in comparison to people watching Neighbours overseas, the TV show, going, geez, they all like each other.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
This term, it seems, may be passing. The younger kids might not even hear about it. And I'm talking about your shout, my shout, shouting around of drinks. So they're saying cost of living crisis has now been, no, we can't do that. We can't afford to shout.
But in a shout, what goes around comes around.
Well, I know, Matthew.
Yeah, it all ends up even.
Yes, but a lot of people are saying that it's not just to do with the fact that it's cost of living and you can't afford it, and people are maybe drinking less when they go out and maybe just like, hey, let's just get our own.
Yeah.
And it's so stressful because you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm drinking a cheaper drink. What are you drinking?
You're right. You know what? Cocktails were not even a thing. When I first was going out, it was beer, bourbon and Coke, vodka soda.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or a vodka fire engine. Like there was not.
Well, Mum was a Stolly.
Yeah, Stollies are about.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
There was.
But then you get the black. You're like, why are you doing that? That's double. We can't afford that. But they're saying that because you're kind of like, well, wait a minute, I just want to take care of my own, and it's easier to do. So normally you'd have to go to the bar and do put a credit card or even pay cash. And now no one does cash. So you've actually just kind of go, oh, I can just do my own. I'll just tap and go. Or I can just do the QR code. So now they're like, it's not as big as what it was for a previous generation. And I think a shout says a lot about a person as well. You know those people where they're like, oh, yeah, they'll take it, but then they'll never go to the bar themselves.
Yeah, those people.
Yeah. And also, I can see that too, because if you do, say there's 5 of you or 6 of you, if you start a shout, then the only way to get reparation for the entire shout is to stay there for the duration of the circle of the 6 drinks.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're out of pocket. You know?
Yes, but and I always
So
think,
if
can
they're
people
like,
change their drinks throughout that? Like if you're all having the same, and then someone goes, you know what, I might go into the spirits. You're like, ooh.
No, I don't think so. You can't go. You can't have
You've gotta have the same.
3 schooners.
Yeah.
And then the 4th person, everyone goes, righto, rum and cokes now.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast.
The balance was very out
B105.
on Saturday night, I have to admit, for the shouts.
Yeah.
Because I, on no universe, can keep up with my friend Lou. So
in the number of drinks?
Yes. So, and I was drinking red wine. So I was like, I wasn't going down as quick. And at that point, I just had all the drinks around me. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep up. But I was never going to the bar because I was like, you finished yours?
Yeah, well, you drink.
Kat had a massive problem with shouts because I don't know why she would do this. So there would be in a shout, she would get a shout, and then everyone would be sitting there, and she'd go, "I'll go to the bar," and it wasn't her shout, but everyone would go, "Okay." Like if you're going to offer,
well, you're not going to stop someone, are you?
You're not going to stop someone, and she come back going, "I spent so much money." I was like, "Yeah, because it wasn't your shout, and you kept on shouting." You know,
Yeah.
that's on you.
I guess you need to say whose shout is it.
I don't. But then the people that shout generally don't do that, you know. And then they're like, "I'm going to the bar," and then, "So do you want a drink?" And then other people will go in. All I'm saying is, I think there is no particular etiquette anymore for the shout because of the ability for people just to tap and go or get out of the shout rules.
Just so you know,
Yeah.
Time to be alive.
my eldest son
Has never shouted.
thinks it's always my shout.
Yes, that's a family thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so just say they're not doing it now.
Yeah.
But would you look at people differently back when you were going out?
Yes,
If they didn't want to be in a
I was
shout?
dating a guy, and it ended when he didn't shout. Now, you say that that's really petty, but I was there with 2 of my friends, interstate, and there were 2 guys, and we all went out for drinks, right? And they were all standing around, and one of them goes, "Hey, my shout, what do you want?" Anyway, so they got drinks. The other one said, "All right, my shout." And then the guy that I was dating, who just got 2 drinks from my said male friends, went to the bar and just got himself a drink. And my 2 guy friends looked at me and went, "Nah." And I was like, "Are they going to say anything?" One of them goes, "Oh, hey, mate, you out of the shout? You're not getting a drink?" And then he even looked at it. I was like, I felt embarrassed. And he even looked at it and goes, "Didn't even get Abby a drink." I was like, oh, we're doing this.
Maybe he was concerned that his girlfriend at the time decided to go out with him and 2 of her male friends and decided that a shout was not an option for what was going to occur later on that evening.
I got a lot of. What do you mean? I got a lot of guy friends.
No, we were talking. You remember the other day when you took a friend on a date?
Yes, yeah.
No, but you can't take 2 freebies.
I think
and
it
then
did
bail out.
say a lot about him. That's why it didn't work.
Maybe he married a banker or something like that who loved to save money.
Or a non-drinker.
Yeah, a non-drinker. Anyway, very interesting,
The
isn't
shout
it?
is apparently dead.
All right.
That's sad.
Stav, Abby and Matt.
Alpha Bucks, it is worth $50,000. I've taken on Stav's job of giving out the answers.
Yeah, well, I didn't
this
know
week.
what sheets are on, so good luck.
6 a.m. It's El Les Miserables is one of the answers. Lagoon and Lacrosse. 7 a.m. It's C. Cheers, Conor McGregor and Calm are the answers. 8 o'clock E is the letter, and Electrician, Elsa and Envelope are the answers. We will see you tomorrow, guys.
Bye.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105. Stav, Abby and Matt.
Thanks for listening to the B105 Brekkie Show with Stav, Abby and Matt podcast for Chemist Warehouse. Shop the footy finals half-price cosmetics and vitamin sale on now at Chemist Warehouse.